Kalamazoo is a gold exploration company with major assets in two of the most sought-after gold provinces in the world, the Victorian goldfields and the Pilbara in Western Australia. To tell us more, please welcome Luke.
Good afternoon, everyone. The usual forward-looking statements. I'll go on to the Kalamazoo story. So basically, we have excellent prospects in major assets in two of the best provinces in Australia, we would argue, being the Pilbara and Central Victoria. Key projects in the Pilbara would be our Ashburton Gold Project, which is a 1.65 million ounce resource that we purchased off Northern Star about 2 years ago. And that is progressing quite nicely. We've also got active exploration programs in Central Victoria, obviously looking for more of a Fosterville-style deposit. And more recently, we also have some interesting lithium projects in the Pilbara. They're actually our gold projects, but as it turns out, we have lithium at the surface there, and we now have a major partner in SQM, a Chilean lithium company, and they're in a significant joint venture with us as we speak. We take ESG very seriously, so much so that we're actually the first junior exploration company to be carbon neutral, credited through the Carbon Active program that is a federal government scheme, and our exploration efforts for 2022 are fully offset. It's not just a feel-good study, we actually think it's actually a very smart business decision, and with obviously environmental benefits as well. We recognise that our stakeholders are looking for resource companies to be a bit more proactive in this space. But we're also very proactive in terms of Indigenous stakeholders, obviously our health, safety and environment, and our corporate governance. In terms of our corporate overview, we're very tightly held. We have key cornerstone investors being Eric Sprott and Novo Resources. The top 5 shareholders hold about 50% of the company, and we have plenty of money in the bank. Our key asset being the Ashburton Gold Project. Its current resource is 1.6 million ounces at 2.5 grams per tonne. That in itself is quite unique. That would be considered high grade in terms of Pilbara deposits. If you look at De Grey, Calidus, Novo's, Capricorns, they're all sort of, less than 1.2 or less sort of grams per tonne. We've got at least double that. There's significant potential to expand that resource. We've already done 2 drilling programs since we acquired the project, and we've also finished some positive metallurgical studies. At the moment, our focus is on near mine and regional exploration. We're hoping to expand the resource to greater than 2 million ounces. We've already identified a few regional exploration projects, but we're also now focusing a bit more on extensional resource work. And one of the reasons for that is that the outcomes of the more recent metallurgical studies have shown us that the sulphide resource that makes up the bulk of that resource is actually a commercially viable option for us in terms of ongoing development. And we also have more drilling planned for this year, and we have geophysics crews coming up in the next 2 weeks, I believe, to start some significant IP surveys in the area. We have pretty good infrastructure and quite good established relationships with the nearby mines of Rio Tinto. We use their roads to actually access the project at the moment. The development pathway for Ashburton, I guess a bit of history with that is that Northern Star plan in 2013 was to start with an initial normal oxide CIL plant and then go to a stage 2 sulphide plant. At that time, the gold price was only about $1,300 an ounce, and at that point, Northern Star decided to shelve the project, and it's sat there ever since. We acquired it 2 years ago. Now the gold price is $2,600 an ounce, and the technologies for producing concentrates or POX plant alternatives has come significant way in 10 years' time. The cost and the technologies have all improved dramatically. We've since done some metallurgical testing, and we're getting recoveries up to 94%. Concentrate grades averaging about 32 grams. Importantly, it has very little to nil deleterious elements like arsenic. It's a very clean concentrate, and that is a higher payable product. But with the Hemi developments, Calidus has sulphide resources, Novo has sulphide resources. There's a few companies in the Pilbara now that have significant sulphide resources, so there is probably scope to look at other alternatives, but the easiest solution for us is a simple crush, grind and rougher float circuit. And what we've since done, which is different to Northern Star's, we've simply added some reclean circuit process on there that removes a bit more gang and produces a very clean concentrate. And it's it's the least capital intensive way, and it's the most easily operable processing route for us. But like I said, with so many sulphide resources now being looked at for development in the Pilbara, there are plenty of options for us. We also have a gold project called Mallina West. We used to call it Sisters. I guess that's the Hemi de Grey discovery here, 10 million ounces. We are along the same structural corridor, and this is where we are here. We did recently just start a drilling program out there, but unfortunately we've had some very heavy unseasonal rains that forced us to pull the rig out. So, but that rig's now going on to our lithium projects, and we intend to come back there soon. But we have plenty of very good targets there to drill, and we'll hopefully get back to that in a few months' time. In Central Victoria, we've been active there for the last few years. We have significant ground holdings in the Kalamazoo goldfield with the historical production figures of over 5 million ounces. Same in the Mallina area, we have significant ground holding there, and there is an existing mine on care and maintenance there, as well as an operating processing plant by KZR. That's another historical goldfield that has 2 million ounces of production. We also have a new project called Myrtle, which is along the if I go back. That's the new Myrtle project. The Fosterville gold mine is over here. Everyone knows about that. That's a very famous, one of the most profitable gold mines in the world at the moment, with a head grade of an ounce per tonne. And that's the thing with the Victorian gold deposits. They're very high grade and very profitable when you get into development. So far, we've actually drilled several prospects. At the moment, we've drilled at Lightning, where we had a high-grade hit of 1.4 metres at 261 grams per tonne, which is very significant. We've outlined a gold antimony system near Maldon that has the hallmarks of the Fosterville style of mineralisation. And our goal is to discover very high grade, like greater than 10 gram per tonne resources of 1 million ounces. And we are working our way through there. We have a program, I think, is that the next? No, sorry, I'll go back. We already have a fully permitted drilling program planned for Tana Gully here. This is another very high grade gold field. We'll hope to be drilling there in September this year. In terms of our lithium strategy, as it turns out, our gold projects in the Pilbara also happen to have lithium-bearing pegmatites outcropping at the surface. This was realised about a year ago. We've since did some work there, and we re-assayed some of our old soil sample pulps, which were very encouraging, and that actually drew in the interest of SQM, who are the world's second largest lithium company in the world. They are Chilean, worth about $13 billion US. The fact that they wanted in on our project, I think, gives us quite a bit of credibility in terms of our potential for a significant lithium find. That deal is worth $12 million earning over 4 years for them to earn 70%. They're sole funding all the exploration, and we're managing the exploration for them on their behalf. It's I guess a bit of a de-risking strategy. We're still exploring for gold in these projects. SQM is paying for that because the deal involves all minerals. But now the primary focus is on the lithium as well. I guess this sort of highlights, that's our Doms Hill project and our Marble Bar project. You've got Pilgrim Gora, Wodgina. These are very significant world-class lithium deposits. We're in the same area. There's the Archer lithium deposit here, and we've got outcropping lithium barium pegmatites all through here, which we'll be drilling in 2 weeks' time. And later, in about a month's time, we'll be up here drilling as well. At Marble Bar, this is actually not too far from Calidus's Warrawoona gold mine. Again, it's still a focus for gold for us, but at the same time, we are planning to drill some of these pegmatites in about 2 weeks' time. We'll start drilling there. We've got about 4,000 metres planned. I guess the encouraging bit for us is we know we've got lithium barium pegmatites already sticking out of the surface there for us. At Doms Hill, that's that one to the north. That's as an analogue for the Pilgrim Gora deposit. We hope to be drilling there probably in about a month's time. And Pear Creek is the ground we had in between, and that is actually being picked up after this joint venture deal, and we're looking to do a bit more soil work and try and establish what value that is before we would entertain any idea of adding that to the joint venture. And as I said, drilling will start here in at the last week of June. We also just recently added some more lithium projects, this time in New South Wales. This is just on the other side of the border with Victoria. There are significant tin tantalum, alluvial and hard rock workings there, as well as some outcropping pegmatites as well. This has only just recently been granted. This is more of a, I guess, more conceptual play, but we certainly have tin tantalum and pegmatites, so all I guess the critical elements that we'd want to see in the field. I guess the takeaway message from this particular slide is our peer valuations at the moment in our current share price. If you look at our West Australian peers with over 500,000 ounces of resource, we're only valued at about $33 an ounce on our Ashburton Gold Project. So we are cheap, quite cheap, and really zero value has been allocated to our lithium Pilbara projects, gold and Victorian gold projects. Investment highlights, I guess, yep, we've got assets in the two most highly rated gold and lithium provinces in the world today. We've got a 1.65 million ounces at a high grade of 2.5 grams at the Ashburton Gold Project. The metallurgical test work is very positive there. We are in the process of now selecting a consultancy to help us now go through to the scoping stage. We have a major lithium joint venture with SQM, well, it's the second largest Chilean lithium producer. We're still working away in our Victorian gold projects. We have cornerstone investors in Eric Sprott and Novo Resources, and we've got plenty of cash in the bank and plenty of news feed and plenty of activities booked for the rest of the year, so we are anticipating lots of continual news flow throughout the rest of the year. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Thanks very much, Luke. As you can hear, a high-quality explorer with some great projects and lots of news flow to come. To bring us